Mesiras Mudah. It's a disclaimer. If anything I should say in the future is nothing. There it's being the husband nullifying the vow of the wife. Right. She made the neder. So the person who made the neder intended to make the neder. We speak about no kol nidre has to do with us. Understand?
Here you say, if I go on vacation, and if she was to say it.
But again, you won't affect her. Her neder is a neder. The question is his nullification a nullification on the future?
Right, exactly.
Good, because she had intent. When we say make Moser Modah, we have a disclaimer saying what we say in the future should be nothing. It was never a neder because we never intended neder should be. She is a neder. Could he? No, never retroactive. Never retroactive. When the husband nullifies, never the retroactive.
So it was up to that point, and then it's.
No, when it comes into being, he nullifies it on the spot. That's the question. Could he do that or not? Okay. Okay. Moving over here. We start from Ayin. Ayin Zayin and Beis. Okay, now the laws of Hafaras Nedarim, or just even HaTorah. Omeid Yechidi B'Layla. Okay, first of all, the dayan could stand. Normally, when a court passes, gives a verdict, you have to sit. Hafaras Nedarim or HaTorah Nedarim, the dayan could stand. Yechidi, he could be an individual, and like we at nighttime. Normally, a bezdin is only during the day, not at nighttime. Omar Rova, Omar Rav Nachman. Okay? Rova says name Rav Nachman, Halacha, what Nishola Nedarim, Omeid Yechidi Balaylo, Ube Shabbos, Ube Krovi. Even if the person is related. Krovi. Normally a dayan, if it's a korbi, is not kosher. Va'afilo hoyelem p'naim b'jom, b'bojom. Gemara had a shayla on him. Let's say he could have nullified the neder before. Regular case, not a husband and wife. And he went, and for whatever reason he delayed, could he nullify it on Shabbos? The answer is yes. If it has relevance to Shabbos. Omeid. How do we know he could be Omeid? Tanya, Yorad, we see from the Bryce differently. Yorad Malil Menachamo V'Nesati V'Yoshev V'Yita Lo Nitro. So Ramli was riding on his donkey, and it came Tatar Dorim. He went, and it says he sat. So you see Ramliel holds that you have, it's yeshiva. How could you tell me it's Omeid? So Umar answers, Ramliel Soba Postin, but ain't Postin Charota. Ramliel holds the two ways you could be matir neder, either through HaTorah, that means you find a fallacy in the original inception of neder. A person said it, full understanding with all its ramifications, but later he regrets. Ramliel, so Charota is an easy way to be matir neder. Why? I regret I did it. You don't have to ask the person questions. If you would have known this and this, would have you made the neder initially? But Charota is easy. So therefore, since Ramliel holds aim posted b'Charoto, me'aka neder v'inon, you have to be open in it. You have to revoke the neder from its inception. Unique. So therefore, that you have to delve into it. Therefore, he had to be Yoshev to have the concentration. Alchi Yoshev. Therefore, he sat. Rav Nachman Sova posted. Rav Nachman Sova posting the Charota. Rav Nachman no, you couldn't be posting the Charota. Posting, meaning regret is a basis to nullify the neder. Ma'afilum umet, and therefore you can even stand. You don't have to in any way delve into it. So there's a run. Let's see the run. Rav Malio Sova posted the Charota. El tzorch linso Pesach. You have to find a Pesach. Umitoch. Haneder ufisha tzorch liyune b'pischo yorad nechamor v'yoshav. So since he had to delve into it, be mayin, therefore he had to sit to have that level of concentration. Rav Nachman Sova posted Charot. Ilka hafil mumet. Little Pirush came Rashi zal perkador. Kosev Rashba zal. This is the Rashba, which we'll see. Rashba said something interesting. L'didan kaimelon posted Charot. We pass in like Rav Nachman posted Charot. Charot is a basis to nullify neder. Kevin de Mikoro. The Milsa posting b'Charoto. V'lo b'inon Yoshev. You hear this? Therefore, you don't have to be Yoshev. Afilo lo scharit. Even a case where he's not chal. So the Ran is quoting the Rashba. Vonu tzrichin lachzor acher psochim latiro lo boy Yoshev. Hear this. Kaven the ikar dino mu'umod. So dino mu'umod. Since we say ikar adin, you could be okar ned ucharoto. So even when you okar with a Pesach, you could also be mu'umod. Well, officially, youradri letaimo eno umekem. So the Ran says that he doesn't grasp the Rashba. If the whole understand, the reason why you have to sit is because you have to have that level of concentration. When you want me okar the ned with Pesach, what do you mean? Because since for charota you don't need that much concentration. Even when you want to be okarit with a Pesach, also you could stand. But if you have to sit for that reality, he says since he doesn't fully grasp the Rashba, therefore he doesn't agree with the Rashba. Let's go further. Okay. Rav Nachman postum b'charota. Afil mu'umod. Omali Rabbi Rav Nachman. Chazi Mar. No, it's okay. Omali Rabbi Rav Nachman. Chazi Mar Haimi Rabbanot. The Osim Rabbo. He was one of the Chacham. He came from Eretz Yisrael. The Kikule Rabbanot Lebrei. The Rapuna Barovin. And he said to the Chachomim, they should attend to the needs of Rapuna Barovin, V'shurei Nitre, to be Mater's Neder. V'omrulei, and he said, V'omrulei, Zil Boy Rachmi al Nafsho, the Chatos. When he had it, even though they were made for the they were Mater the Neder, they said, they said, tell him that he has to be mispal for himself, because he has to be forgiven. Yeah? Because he sinned. The Tani Rav Dimi, Achmed Rav Safra Klam, no, he there. Alpi Shu Mekaimo. Even though he didn't violate the neder, even if he was Mekayimid, thank you. Nikra Chote. Why? Omer Rav Zid Micro. Where do we see, even if you fulfill the neder, you didn't violate it, you're Chote? Because it says in Torah, Ki Sechna Linda or Lo Yebuchachet. If you refuse to make a neder, then it's not. Then you're not a Chote. Halo Chodal, but if you did make the neder, Ikachet. So therefore, even though you didn't violate it, nevertheless, and even now that we're uprooting it, we're nullifying it, you're chotei Tanya. Okay, now this piece is very important in the Ram. Ha'omer li'ishto kol dorim shetaduri. Says to us, all the dorim that you can make in the future, efshi shetaduri. I don't want the neder should be a neder. That's what he says. We'll see in a moment. Ain't a neder. Where he says the neder should not be a neder. He did not use the lotion of mufar. A husband is hafora. He said, I don't want the neder, or he said, it should not be a neder. Lo maklum. It's nothing. What about if he says, yofe osis, vein kamoscho, you did the right thing, and the imlo nadat madiroch, let's say he says, when she made it, he says, you did the right thing. Or he says, there's nobody like you, meaning you're special because you made the neder. And he says, and if you didn't make the neder, ani, right? Madirach, I would have made a neder. That's called kiyum. Even though he used the lotion of kiyum leichi, he did say should be mekuyum. That's equivalent. He's what? He's solidifying the neder. Lo yoma odom lishto b'Shabbos. A person shouldn't say on Shabbos the terminology. Mufer is the regular terminology you do during the week. Lo yoma odom lishto b'Shabbos mufa leichi bota leichi keder she'omer lo b'chol. During the week, you normally would say mufa leichi bota leichi. It should be botel. As if you would say during El Omalo, Tchli Ba'achli. Let's say she made a neder. The food is off limits. She says to her, Tchli Ba'achli. Tchli B'shsi. Take and drink. Ba'neder Botel Me'elov. Then it is. So here the Ran goes and asks a question, because later it says that Hafar believe. If a husband doesn't verbalize the word mufar, right, it's not a valid nullification. And here we say, the man didn't say, on Shabbos, what did he say? Take and eat, take and drink. Right? We say the neder is bottle, even though he didn't say the expression of mufar. He didn't use the term, it should be nullified with mufar. Reb Yochanan, listen to this. V'tzorach shivato belibo. Now this is important, this is what Ran says. But what he says, take and eat, and take and drink, he has to think in his mind, mufar lechi. Those are the words he thinks in his mind.
On Shabbos.
On Shabbat, nobody. If he doesn't think those words in his mind, it's nothing. We'll see. Tanya b'shami omrim b'Shabbos mevatel libo. On Shabbos, he's mevatel in his heart. B'chol motzi b'svoso. On Shabbat, during the week, he verbalizes what he thinks. Sil omrim echot zev echazem mevatel libo. Vein tzorach lotzi b'svoso. We'll see it around there. Reeh says no. Both during the week and on Shabbos, he doesn't have to verbalize the word mufar. He doesn't have to say the word hafara. He has to say kli b'chol, kli b'shsi. That he has to say. He has to have some indication that he doesn't want it to be. But what does he have to think? He has to think the language, the word of mufar. If the chacham uses the terminology of husband, he says instead of saying mutaloch, he says mufaloch. Let's say the husband who should say mufaloch, he says mutaloch. Lo maklum, it's nothing. Tanya, how do we know this? How do we know that the husband has an expression which is unique to him, and the chacham has an expression unique to him? Tanya says zeh hadavor. When it speaks in Nova, it says this is a chacham matir, vein abal matir. The chacham is matir, and the baal cannot use the term matir. Shiochel, because you would think ma chacham shein meifir matir, a chacham who cannot just nullify it from going present into the future. Yet it could be matir. Baal shemeifir din shematir. I would say the husband definitely could be matir, because the husband is more effective. Talmud loma zeh adover to miut. Zeh adover. Chacham matir and baal matir. Only the chacham use the term matir, but not the husband. Tanya, we have another brisa. Tanyidoch, zeh adover, zeh baal meifir, vein chacham meifir. Only the husband use the term meifir, but not the chacham. Shioch, I would have thought, ma baal she'ei matir. Meifir, the husband who could not use the term mathatoro. He used the term haforo. Chacham shemati nudin shemeifir. Tamlom zeh adover. Baal meifir, vein chacham meifir. Now, znemakan zeh adover. It says by Nedarim zeh adover at the beginning of Matois. V'nemal alon, it says zeh adover b'shchut echutz. It says regarding that you're not permitted to shech the korban outside of the Beis Hamikdash, right? Mashchut echutz. Aaron, Borav Chol Yisrael, applies to Aaron and his children and any Jew. Parshas Nedarim, Aaron Borav Chol Yisrael. The Gemara is going to ask a question what that means. Same thing regarding Nedarim. It's Aaron, but now all Jews are qualified. Makan Rosh, that we have the Gemara question. Makan Roshi Matos. It says regarding Nedarim, Roshi Matos, you have to be a mumche. Aflala Roshi Matos, maybe for Shchutei Chutz. Also, you have to have Roshi Matos. The Gemara, Parshas Nedarim. So what does it mean by parshas Nedarim? It's Aaron u'bonim v'chol Yisrael. Amravach we have l'hachshish shloshet yotos. When we say chol Yisrael, that even 3 ordinary Jews are qualified to be matin neder. I've a Rashi matos. How could you say 3 ordinary Jews are qualified? It says Rashi matos. That means they have to be either smuchin or they have to be proficient in all the laws. Amrav Chizd v'teim Rav Yochanan b'yochad mumchem. Rashi hamatos. Yeah, meaning. If it's an individual, then you have to be Roshi Matos. But to be in terms of to be mated, to be qualified, that I learned from Shchutei Chutz. Just the Shchutei Chutz, even an ordinary Jew. Here also even ordinary Jews, but then it's 3. Roshi Matos for Shchutei Chutz Mahil. So what's that? I mean, all Jews. What's the Roshi Matos? Omer Rav Sheish Lomer Sheish Shela Behegdish. Hear this? What happens if a person goes and brings Shchutei Chutz, and then after he goes and he wants to be shol, so retroactively. The Hegdish was never Hegdish. So he's not going to be in violation. Yeah? Otherwise, what does HaTorah and Nedarim have to do with Hegdish? So it says, Lo Mashei Shela Behegdish. That you actually can nullify something that's been consecrated. So if that's the case, let's say we violated Shutei Chutz. And then afterwards he goes and wants to be Matin Neder. It's retroactive. It's like you never shechted Kodshim in Bachutz. Someone says, L'Bei Shammai. What about Kod Bisham Domei Shela Behegdish? Rei Shammai says in Nazir, that once you consecrate something, you can nullify it. Rashi Matos, so what does Rashi Matos have to do with Shchutei Chutz? Beishamai less like Zereshova. Beishamai does the Rashi Matos, which is written by Nedarim, has no relevance to what to Shchutei Chutz. Zadover, Bishas Nedarim Aiksiv. Here, so what is Zadover by Nedarim according to Beishamai? Loma Chochamat vein Bal Matir. Bal Meifir Chochamat, which you said Zadover Shchutei Chutz. Who does that exclude? Loma shchito chayv and chayv ala meliko. Yeah, what happens if you take a bird? and you molek the bird outside. No, you're not in a violation. Shchudei chutz only shchita. That's a korban. A bird not. That's that. It has to be done this way, not any other way. So a bird which is malika, it's not that. El beishamei lahachshi gimel yosem. Now we have a problem. If you learn the Gzera Shava, so just as Shchut Chutz is three, even an ordinary Jew, so to be matin, that is even an ordinary Jew. But according to Beishamai, that he rejects the Gzera Shava, how do we know the ordinary Jew? By Hator's number, it says Roshei Amatos. Right, means you have to be that special Jew. Nafklu midravasi barnos dechsiv vaydabe Moshe Modei Hashem el bnei Yisrael. Yeah, it says el bnei Yisrael, and it's juxtaposed to that. It speaks about Nedarim. I botani Rabbi Yoskali the Omer Modi Nemar velo Nemar Shabbos Bereishis Imoyin. The Gemara is going to explain this. It says Modi Hashem, doesn't say Shabbos Bereishis Imoyin. The Gemara says, what does that do? Benazi Omer Modi Nemru velo Nemar Parshas Nedarim Imoyin. It says Modi, and it doesn't say Parshas Nedarim. Ravasi Banosa Kashalei Homas Nisin Osel and Erdo the Kamei Rav Sheshes. You hear this? This brisa which we just quoted, Rabbi Yosef Galili and Ben Azai came to Nerdov. And they didn't understand the brisa. They didn't understand lo ashkechei. You have to excuse me. Basliza osel nero kami to Rav Sheshes. So he brought it before lo ashke. He couldn't find it. Osa basrei lemchuza. So he pursued him to mechuza. Omali modei Hashem nemru v'lo nemru Shabbos Bereishis. Simon v'oksiv Shabbos Simon says first says v'dav Hashem modei Hashem bnei Yisrael. Then it speaks about Shabbos. Sheishim tasum lachtecho. So how do you say there's no mention of Shabbos? Right? V'su modei Hashem nemru v'lo nemru Parshas Nedarim bo misitra ksiva. It's written right alongside it. Sitra Rashi minatzad. It's written right alongside it. So how could you say? Amalei hochi ketoni. This is what he said. This is what he said. Modei Hashem tzrichin kiddush bezdin. To determine when Yom Tif is, the bezdin has to determine when the first day of the month is. However, for Shabbos Bereishis ain't tzrichin kiddush bezdin. They don't have to say today is Sunday, therefore the seventh day is going to be Shabbos. They don't need that. Modei Hashem tzrichin mumcher. To determine when to be mekadosh the chodesh, you need a mumcher. You don't need. That's how we learn. You this? For what? Modei Hashem needs a mumcher. The Nedarim does not need a mumcher. I feel bezdin shel adiotos. So Moraz Aibo parshas Nedarim Roshei Matos ksiv. Right, it says back over there by a person that says Roshei Matos. Rav Chizvi Tamer Rabbi Yochanan be Yochid Mumche. Roshei Matos could even be a Yochid Mumche. It's not an exclusion. As an individual dayon, you have to be a Yochid Mumche. But if you have an ordinary people, if you have three, that's enough. Because where did I learn that from? I learned that from, meaning by Modei Hashem, that's we need mumche. For Nedarim, you don't need a mumche. Let's see the round. There's quite a bit around to cover, but it's not difficult. Very important right here. It's on Ayin. No, Ayin's on the base. Because it has to do with the Gemara coming up on Ayin Tes. Tanya, fourth line, the wide lines. You're marking up Rashi. No, this is Rashi. We're going to Rashi. Tanya, lo yom adam liishto b'Shabbos mufra lechi boto lechi del shama lo b'chol. Hodas rida lemeima hochi lad mishum zera dehetu nedarim dechochamu. The reason why we're saying you shouldn't say it is because the Chacham uses the term of HaTorah. The Okaven the Omala Kli Achli L'Tzorach Shabbos. Who? Ba'afilu b'Shei L'Shori. El Tami the Milsa came the Efshel L'Shnim Mishani. Meaning, if you could express it differently, you shouldn't say it the way you say it during the weekday. So Shivat Len L'Liva. So Rabbi Yochanan says when you say Kli V'Achli, Kli we should say take and eat, take and drink. He has to think in his mind Mufalechi. He has to think that term. Which means you should express yourself differently in Shabbos than during the week. You have nobody, but he's saying more than that. But it's not enough just to express it. You have to think in your mind. The Avagav Domali Kli V'Achli Tzorach Shem B'Libo She'aned Botel U'B'Chol Motzi B'Svosov Imnoju B'Chol Tzorach Lotzi Hafor B'Svosov. He has to actually verbalize it. Ach Echod Zeh V'Echod Zeh Shabbos V'Echod Chol. That's basically Mevatel B'Libein Tzorach Lotzi B'Svosov. This is Beishamai. Kaven the Omat Kli V'Achli Kli V'Shosi. Okay. Ach Braisa Nam Yidich Kamaisa Vis the Garsi Ule'erev V'Chol Motzi b'sosav, meaning after Kula Nidra the Shabbos Koi, neither Shabbos Mishtari B'ditl Shebelev Le'erev B'chol Tzor Shiotzi b'sosav. That's the way below Nihira. That's the way he's learning Beishamai. The Yochim Mayachot Zedach Zedukam Beisil Elabadi Lo Goras Le'erev. Umakshi Hochi. Now this is the question. Hechi, I mean, the Beisil Echot Zedach Zedvato Belibo Vein Tzor Lotzi b'sosav Nido Amalei Tliach Li Tli Yushosi Mi Odav Lishno Me'ein Kan Neder. We said if he says the neder should not be a neder, or the neder should be botel, we said it's not enough. So why, by saying take and eat and take and drink, why is that have greater value than saying the neder should not be a neder? The Yevshi Shetuduri, the Amina Leil, Lafum Pirush Basra, the Chasfin Bahid Lomani Baforo, the Mitchite Mishani Hosm Shal Bitl Belibo, Latan Lakamon Dafora Belev Lomani. That's it, we didn't learn the Gemara yet. The Gemara says later that if you think in your mind Hafora, you just say it should be mufer. It's not valid. So over here he said take and drink, take and eat. He says if he thinks in his heart it's good enough. Why is it good enough? We said later that thinking in your heart and your mind is not sufficient. Balaf Kushi is very important. He says why? He didn't reveal, there was no expression that he doesn't want the neder to be a neder. But he said take and eat, take and drink, and he thought in his heart that he wants it to be nullified. When you verbalize something which is not sufficient, what is that? Yesh Rambam, Derech Ze'acher, Shenem Mechuberes, Kvari Sigol, Avarivet, Chitoni, the Rice Leil, Loyom Odom, Dishto, B'Shas, Mufa Lechi, Bota Lechi, Der Shom Lo B'chol, Lab Lemem, Medukol, Tzorach Lemem Hochi, Beisil Bein B'Shabbos Echol Hamid Tali B'Achli, Bot Libo, Sag Geder Shu Rogel, Lomad, okay. Omre Chochem Shom B'Loshem Baal, Hainu Mufa Lech, Baal Shom B'Loshem Chochem, Muta Lech, Loshem Baal Mefurish, because of the Chsiv Loshem Hainu Loshem Aforo, Loshen Chochem Davi Mutalech Mashma. Now, how do you know? Where do we find that the Loshen of the Baal is Mutaloch and not Mufaloch? Because it says in the pasuk Lo Yachol Dvoro. You should not profane your words. Kloim Lo Yasid Dvor Chulin Darshinon Aval Achirim Mochlo. How do they make it Chulin? The answer is because retroactively they nullify it. B'Chulin Muter Shayach Leimim B'Hu. Yishalmi Mashma. The Chochem. Nami Motzi Kome Ein Kan Neder, Ein Kan Shvur. Matin Neder, what's his name? Erev Rosh Hashanah we said. Ein Kan Neder, Ein Kan Shvur. The Goras Hosem Baal, Shem Beloshen Chochem, Chochem Shem Beloshen Baal. Lo Oma Klum, Elazeo Emekil, Chosel Emekil. The husband has to speak in his language. The Chochem, what is that? Abalo Me Mufalech, Vazoken Me Ein Kan Neder, Ein Kan Shvur. These are Mashli, the Lishna, what's Ches? What's a Ches? The Lishna, the Mufar, Shach Mekan Ve'elech, Lishna, the Muter, Bedover, Shoyu, Muter Meikoro. Means it's retroactive. Nemakan Zeadover, Pashnor, Mashchuti Chutz, Aaron Bonav, Gudok, Siv, Bereish, Hayi Parsha, Dabar Laram, Bonav, El Koyisel, Shekulon, Shovin, Parsha Dorim, Aaron Bonav, Koyisel, Shovin. Makan, Roshi Matos, and we're asked a question, says Roshi Matos, Siv, Aflam, Shute Chutz, Roshi Matos, Omer Avada Bar Yaakov, V'hachshi Shlosh Hedyotos, Hai Hedyotis, the Amrino Lo Kulu Hedyotos Ksherin. Yeah, this is very important. When we say 3 ordinary Jews are qualified to be the Bezdin, the panel to nullify the Neder, Elohanu D'chi Mizbru Miyosabri. When you explain to them the mechanics of how a Torah works, they understand. That's the way we rule Halacha. Ksivna Perak Arba Nedarim, Binded Garsim Rushalmi Shlosh Shen Yodim Liftoach Matirin Kizoking. You hear this? If they understand how the mechanics of how to be matin neder, then they're qualified to sit on them. If they understand nothing, v'nir beinai did he lo shavu nedarim l'shchutei chutz, the shchutei chutz kulu shavu. We shchutei chutz to differentiate whether you're a samuch or not a samuch. V'lo lavel gzer shavu lo kasha midi de meila mashma ha kedina that yotis the gri kulahai filchim mizbur lo sabri sabi the what's yud yeah. Okay. Ninu pshitali the chazal hatim dorim came lo sabri klal afik shein matira in yod. Okay. Vor Rashi matis ksiv. Now this is important. Yochid Mumche. So we say by Nedarim, a Yochid Mumche is qualified. Came to Gizor Marbi Hadyotis, Roshi Matos Maitlu, Al Korchis Lulukume. So how do we reconcile? It's a stira. It says Roshi Matos, yet we learn even the ordinary Jews. So how do we reconcile it? If you're a Yochid Mumche, you qualify to be Matir. If you're not a Yochid Mumche, then you need three. Roshi Matos Yochid Hadyotis, Mishlosh Chitem, Mishlosam Noloch. Now, where do we come up with the number three? How do we come up with three? Came in the Mafslu Michad. Since we say you need more than one, Ukme Atlos, we go to three. Why? Came Bezdin, because that's Bezdin. Because where do we find the number three? Three is by Bezdin. We never find two. Loma Sheishela Behegdish, Shem Higdish, Behemo, Vishoch, Bechutz, Akach, Nishal, Oleh Potter, came Sheishela Behegdish. If a person goes and show on the Hegdish after he did Shut Echutz, he's Potter, Kilo Higdisha Meolam. Why? Dami, the Chochem Oka Nedmi Koro, because the Chochem revokes it from the beginning. Somebody asks, what about according to Beishamai? Quotes the Gemara Nozir. Gemara says he doesn't know that Xer Shabbos. If so, Rosh Matos Luksiv Shchichutz Mahilso. Came the Alfim Xer Shabbos Nedarim. Havli Shchudichutz Ki Luksiv Nami Rosh Matos. Zad Dover Beishamai Luirei. Loma Lachot Madvim Balmat Yechitem Beisil Mukle B'Yirishab Nolei. Or Ikla Mehmed Mineyal Nami Alfina Ni Zad Dover Noram Lav Muf. Okay. Zad Dover Shchudichutz. A little further. Okay, let's turn the page in the wrong. Yeah. Just on the bottom, Yochid Mumche, bottom right, very important. First of all, what does Yochid Mumche mean? Does Yochid Mumche mean he's a Samuch? Or does Yochid Mumche mean that he's a Boki, he's Muflag Ba'alocha? Yochid Mumche, Loch Siv Roshimatis, Lashmin, the Hechod Havi Mumche, B'Yochid Sav Muta, the Eiler, the Hechod Havi Yadjotis, Meshkashim Shlosha, okay? Mashmi Hocho, the Yochid Mumche, the Shari Ben Dorim, Dafka Somuch Kemumche Shemodei Hashem. We're talking about the one who's qualified to what? To designate the month for Yom Tovim, that's the one is the Yochid Mumche. Dino Moshe Yaro, Dein Hefrish, Bein Zel Zel, Shemodei Hashem, Tzichin Shlosha, Mumchin, for the Sanhedrin to determine that you need Shlosha Mumchin. When the Dorim Sagi the Yochid, Av the Ramam, Kos Perkvav Milch Shuas, the Choshu Rav Muvok. Yeah, this by Nedarim you don't need a samuch as long as he's a godla ador Rav Muvok Mat Yechidi Ufize Omru the Hoda Barchid Hocha V'Ho B'Parshas Nedarim Roshi Mat Yisiv Lo Porcham Aidon Parshas Nedarim Ein Tzichem Mumchin Roshi Matos the Chol Duchti Boy Mumchin. He says what's the reason? Because Roshi Matos doesn't mean samuch. Because normally what is a samuch? It says Elohim in the Torah, right? So Elohim means you have to be a mumche. But by Rosh Matos it does say Elohim. The Hoche came to Ksivu Elo Roshi Matos. Pshitod Lav Mumchid Somach Komer. Doesn't mean he has to be a Somach. In Mishpatim where it says Lefnei Elokim Yovad Varshaneim. So it says uses the term Elokim. Elokim means you have to be a mumche. That you have to have smicha for Moshe Rabbeinu. Anything else which is Roshi Matos, Yochid Mumche means he is Muvok, Rav Muvok. Elo mai damin afil gimel ajos porach to Rosh Matos lubashma mumchin lo hadyetis. He says even though it's not mumchin, but factually, but it's not hedjot. Lo Rav Chizdo b'yochid mumchin klomet the goma v'sovir. Meaning he's proficient in all the halachas. Udi kasheli. Okay, now the Ran asks on the Rambam. Ihochi gimel ajos molin l'uto te'ela name mumchin hu lo boy to Modei Hashem. Avatlosik Dinon Ugrichsiv Roshi Matos Tri Temo Yochi Muta de Ela Lomali Do Roshi Matos Nothing less Imu okay Elokeb the Motzes Mukris Lamute Shabbos of Ter Kiddush Bezdin. Okay. He brings it to machlokus. Whether you need samuch or even an expert. Let's go further into the morning. Om Rav Chizdo v'Tema Rav Yochanan. Om Rav Chanina. Hashosek almanas lemekat. Mefer afilin kanad yud yomi. This what happens. The Torah says when could a husband nullify the net? It has to be yom shamo. When we rule, it has to be before sundown. What about he listens to it? and he has in mind that within 10 days he's going to nullify it, but he wants to give it a business. He wants her to believe that it's in effect, but factually, right, he has in mind that he's nullifying it. Yeah, this, he's remaining silent. Yeah? Amnasl mekat. Neifirak filu mikanat shloshi yomim. He has up to 10 days to what? Even 10 days later. Because he wants her to believe that it's not, that the netter's in effect, but factually it's not. Let's take a run. Amr B'yoch Shacham Nasnei Kadei Lahakne Ishto Svur Shadayt L'Kaim Nidrei When Mechaven Kachel Shiofel Lachem Yikan. But he has in mind he's going to nullify it later. Now, so it seems to be, it's not right now he has in mind, it's nullified, and he's only going to reveal his intent later, right? But since initially he has in mind ultimately to do it, so Yom Shama means, we'll see, the Gemara says, well, he has nothing in mind. The Torah says when you hear it and you don't have in mind what you're going to do, by the end of the day, the netter is solidified. But if you have in mind initially that when the end of the day you plan to knock it out, then you could knock it out even 10 days later. We'll see. It says, when do we say if the husband dies that the power to nullify the netter goes back to the husband, father? Either the husband did not hear it, he heard it, remained silent, he died on that day. The day that he heard it, he died. So therefore, his hearing it means avo shama v'kiyem. But if he heard it on that day and he confirmed it, oshishama v'shosak umeiz biyom shel achrov, he died the next day, and yochel ofer, the father can't be made for it anymore. My love b'shosek al nas mekat. Seemingly, it's even speaking, we remain silent. Where he died the next day, even he had in mind eventually to knock it out, to nullify it. Versus lo b'shosek al nas l'kayim. He had in mind. He remained silent that he was going to mekayim it, but he verbalized the kiyum. So if that's the case, it says he heard it and he was mekayim. Meaning he had in mind, he didn't make up his mind what he's going to do. But if he had in mind when he heard it, he's definitely going to nullify it even at a later date. Then what? That netter is gone whenever he says it later. Okay.
What's the problem with that? If he doesn't say it, how does anybody know it's gone? And they continue acting as if the neighbor's in effect. He has to say something.
No. When we say that let's say he shared with somebody, he didn't tell her, he shared it with somebody else. Shared it with somebody else. He says, I remain silent, she doesn't know, I have in mind in 10 days to knock it out.
So long as he tells somebody, then
it's knowledge. So then even if he dies the next day, it goes back to the father, and the father can nullify it. Mosif Rav Chisda, it says Chome behekem behefer. There's a stringency when you over hekem than hefer, or behefer mehekem. And after over hekem, what is that? Chome behekem. What is the chomer of hekem? Shashtika mekayemes. Let's say a person remains silent at the end of the day. The netter's a netter. Vein shtika mevateles. Vein shtika mevateles. 1 second. Kosher kol yom shemiyah. Shashtika mekayemes. Ashtika mevateles. See this? The remaining silent doesn't nullify the netter. It says, hear this? It says shtika is mekayim, but shtika does not nullify. So we have a problem. Kiyim belibo kayim. If he had in mind that he wants it to be, half a believe mufer. He has in mind that he wants it to be, it is, and he has in mind that he wants it to be nullified, it's not. Kiyim and yochel hofer. If he's confirmed it, he can't be mefer. Hefer, if he nullified it, and yochel lekayim. Well, what is ketani? What does it say in the Mishnah? Shashtika mekayemes. Silence is what? Is a kiyum. My lab b'shosegam nas lemekat. Even though he has in mind ultimately to nullify it. Lo b'shosegam nas lekayim. Someone says, Hainu kiyim belibo. That's already we had before. Kiyim belibo. They remain silent. He has in mind he wants it to be. Right? Kiyim. Hainu kiyim belibo kayim. El b'shoseg stam. Okay, so that shoseg stam. Meaning, like we said before, he remained silent, but he had in mind what he's going to be. Mm-hmm. But if he has in mind that ultimately he wants to knock it out even 10 days later, it's knocked out. Chome behekem behefer. There's a stringency of establishing more than hefer, behefer mibehekim. Okay, let's stop. Let's see the run. Shashtika mekayemis. Koshi shozak shiom mishmiya. Kiyim belibo kayim shein tzorach lotzi bisvosov. Hefer belibo ein mufer. Kayim shiotzi bisvosov. Now he says when he gets back. We said before, if he says to the wife, "Kliva achol, kliv so," it's as long as he has in his heart that he wants to be batel, it's batel. That's what he said. If you say nothing and you have in mind you want it to be batel, it's nothing. But if you express that you don't want it to be, and you think in your heart you want it to be batel, then it is batel. Since he said, "Nir beina the alfinu la mishtiko the yom shamo, she mekayemes time of mine, mishum became the over yom shmiyo, below hefer, since the day passed and he didn't nullify it, kol yadaite shurotza bekiyumo." That reveals he wants it to be shel neder. Amo kosher belibo l'kayim usagi. El l'diyov rachmona kol hu yom lafora. The Torah says you have till sundown to what? To nullify it. Mishum the arvo shimsho lo mukach midi sheirotz l'kayim. Because until then, it's not obvious he wants to be kaim, to remain silent. The dilma bosa ochi meifilo. Kevon the bosa daite v'luchud aslin. We'll go after what his intent is. Umino kol shekim belibo kayim lalter davalei. So if he has in mind he wants to be kaim, it is. One second. So that's what he said. He didn't reveal what his intent is. If he reveals what his intent is, although he didn't use the right terminology, then as long as he has in his heart, then it is. That's what he says. Sagi, as he explained before. That's sufficient to be continued.